now on KSBW Action News 8. Flooding at a South Monterey County golf course for the fourth time in 13 months. We'll show you how the nonprofit First Tee is being impacted. Also, rain in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Concerns are increasing over trees falling in the CZU burn scar.
If you're not prepared, then it's going to be a real drag.
And our top story. The Central Coast has its very own A-team of firefighters. Details on the state-funded special strike force and how they're responding to the most recent storms.
Coverage you can count on. This is KSBW Action News 8.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dan Green.
And I'm Erin Clark. Wet weather hitting the Central Coast, impacting President's Day. This is video of some flooding south of Salinas along Hartnell Road. This storm not as severe as past storms, but still causing some issues.
Chief Meteorologist Lee Solomon is here and going to tell us how this is all going to play out because we're not done.
No, we're not done, actually. There's another piece of this. So we talked about it coming in waves. We also talked about the mountains getting most of it. And that's kind of the way it's played out. You can see Monterey kind of on the low man on the totem pole there, 0.35. This is the 3-day rainfall. So we sort of did Saturday, Sunday, and today. Up in the Santa Cruz Mountains, though, over 4 inches. A lot of that came within a 6-hour period. That got a little scary on the San Lorenzo. Thankfully, then we got a break. And you can see the numbers for the valley is about a ½ an inch, so kind of in that range where we thought. And down in Big Sur, 2.73. So we thought about 3 to 6 in the mountains, and some of the spots in Big Sur were upwards of 4 or 5 inches. So kind of in that range, but certainly on the lower end of it, which is a good thing for us because of how saturated we are. Doppler radar shows we're just in this shower mode now, so there's no big front right now. It's just residual moisture rotating around the area of low pressure that continues to be off the coast. A couple of bigger cells. We actually had a tornado warning up in Northern California, in the northern part of the Sacramento Valley earlier today, and we got some flood watches. Looks like we got some issues up around Marin County right now, but nothing locally. Flood watch, though, will continue in case we get any of those really heavy cells that dump a lot of rain and down across the river burn scar. We're also still watching that. Again, if any heavy cells move over that area, that could be problematic. Winds are starting to settle down, but they're still gusting between 30 and 34, 35 miles an hour. That was today. Yesterday, we were gusting closer to 50 in Salinas. We got a few power outages, but they're in the hundreds, not the thousands or the hundreds of thousands like we saw a few weeks ago. Wind advisory will continue again through about tomorrow morning. It includes everybody, but I do expect winds to start to settle down here over the next 24 hours. And if you're headed to the Sierra, we've got snow, high snow levels. The snow levels will start to drop, though, and you're going to need your chains on 80, 50, and 88 in the next 24 hours.
All right.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Lee. First responders do play such a crucial role when the weather gets rough. And we have been following a special strike team of firefighters here on the Central Coast.
They monitor the Pajaro levee. They put out warnings to the public. It is funded by the State Office of Emergency Services, made up of 22 firefighters and support staff from departments across Monterey County. Action News 8 reporter Christian Balderas is live in PG with more on their role.
Yeah, we saw that strike team not too long ago driving along the coastline here on the peninsula, warning people of dangerously high surf. Now, that strike team is an example of the additional staffing of firefighters across Monterey County. Now, they actually had to apply with the state and get some support prior to even forming, thinking that the storm was going to be bad. Now, it hasn't turned out as they initially predicted, and so now they're roaming the county, training for future emergencies.